Wow, what an incredible honor this is. I cannot thank the Syracuse Press Club enough for recognizing me as their Newcomer of the Year. That still feels a little weird to say. I'll start out by addressing the obvious. Yes, I am still in college, coming to you right now from the place where I've spent what feels like the majority of the past 4 years, CitrusTV. I'll speak more about this place in a moment, but first, I want to recognize the place that made me be eligible for this award, WBNG 12 News Binghamton. When the pandemic seemed like it was taking so much from my life away late last summer, I decided that I needed to take a step toward taking something back. I reached out to WBNG News Director Josh Harvison to see if they might be willing to take on a quintern. Yes, that was my official title for the 2 semesters I worked in Binghamton at the then Quincy-owned station. I got lucky. There aren't too many TV newsrooms across the country who are willing to put a college student on the air and treat them just like any other reporter or MMJ. I felt especially lucky because I knew it was coming at a time when cost-cutting due to COVID had led many newsrooms to eliminate some paid positions. I owe so much to their fantastic newsroom. A big part of the reason why I took that job was because I felt like I needed some assurance. Assurance that this job was what I imagined it could be. That when it really mattered, I could still perform. Working in Binghamton, I realized I could. I covered everything from a 41-inch snowstorm to the New York 22nd court case. I'm forever grateful to 12 News for giving me my professional start. I also want to specifically thank 12 News senior reporter Josh Rosenblatt. As a college freshman, Josh was the first reporter I shadowed at CitrusTV. 3 years later, he was the first reporter I shadowed at 12 News. At Citrus, Josh led our investigative team, and that provided me the knowledge that college TV journalism can do more than just scratch the surface. He has been one of my go-to people to turn to for journalistic advice of all stripes. The same goes for another CitrusTV and 12 News alum, Nick Papantonis. I still have a little over 2 months left here at Citrus before I graduate, so I'm saving a lot for that goodbye. But I will say this, I could not have gotten to where I am today without the incredible mentoring of everyone in this station as well as professors on this campus. And the same goes for reporters across central New York. While out on stories, press conferences in particular, I've ran into many of you. And you have never failed to offer up a piece of advice when asked about how you do what you do. Names like Josh Martin, Tommy Sladak, Brianna Keeler, Andrew Donovan, Mary Keeler, Jack Estabrook. The list goes on and on. I've learned something new from each of you and many others. Thank you for taking the time to pass something on to the next generation. I owe this award to you. I began this foray into journalism about a decade ago. I was in 7th grade and really just wanted to make my middle school's TV morning announcements more interesting. Armed with an iPod Touch as a camera and a just-for-show microphone, as well as a script written on the back of a pizza box, I produced my first TV package. It was the absolute turning point in my life. At risk of getting too deep, journalism has really changed me. Before I produced that report, I was admittedly a seriously socially awkward kid. Broadcast journalism has taught me how to connect with people, how to go up to any person and speak about any topic. So much of what I struggled with as a kid was alleviated by the skills I learned while doing this thing. Because of that, I do feel to a certain extent, forever indebted to journalism. It hasn't been difficult to work to repay that debt. I'm asked a lot why I spend so much time focused on journalism, which largely I don't get paid for, especially here at Citrus. It's because I absolutely love it. As I wrap up here, I want to thank one person. Patrick Lohman nominated for me for this award. I've always been inspired by his journalistic prowess, and I'm honored he thought of me for this. Finally, I want to thank this place that I've called home for the past 4 years, that being Central New York, which I have absolutely come to love. You know, the scenery, the food, but perhaps most importantly, the people. I love telling stories here. The majority of the people that I've met here are kind people, and there's of course been a lot of great characters. I can't be certain what's next for me. No matter what happens, though, you can count on me coming back, and not just because of this campus on a hill. Thank you once again to the Syracuse Press Club for this honor.